Hi, I'm Clinton.
And I'm Claude, and we're the lamest defenders. So for today's TLDR, we are reviewing Marvel's What If, Episode 2, with Black Panther as Star-Lord. So let's get going.
Hi, Thanos. We're the lamest defenders.
I don't even know who you are.
We have a small but dedicated fan base.
Be sure to visit our sponsor at BaskervilleProductions.com. Hi, and welcome back. So this week's episode starts off pretty much as like the Guardians of the Galaxy #1 did. Star-Lord is walking through, I forget the planet, sorry. He's trying to get the
Purple planet.
Purple planet, the purple stone. So it basically goes almost beat for beat, and you have the henchman who shows up, Ronan's henchman shows up. It's basically like, all right, don't do that. Like, don't take that thing. I'm going to need that back.
Don't do that.
But instead of immediately asking who Star-Lord is,
He already knows.
it goes the complete opposite.
He's a huge fan.
He's a huge fan. Like, it's funny until a point, and then it just gets excessive. And it just keeps going. It's just like, okay, like, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of annoying because that's honestly one of our biggest gripes for this is like T'Challa as Star-Lord. There really isn't. It really, as What If, one of the weaknesses, in my opinion, so far is, you have Agent Carter as Captain America, way better than Steve Rogers was. There wasn't any real weaknesses with her plans, and everything went out, swimmingly. And then same with this, as we'll see, is T'Challa as Star-Lord. He is perfect. Like, he is doing everything. There is nothing he does wrong, basically. The biggest thing for him, his weakness is he's trying
Everybody
to find
loves him too much.
Yeah.
It's such a problem.
It's like us, right?
So as the episode progresses, the Ravagers show up, and we kind of get a backstory on him. But as the old Milano is flying away from this planet, it's now called the Mandela. So that was I love that little Easter egg. I was like, okay, they changed it just for him. I like that. That's cool.
And I love the whole plot with the Ravagers, like how they got T'Challa, because they basically they screwed it up.
Screwed up big time.
Taser face and the other guy, I think Sean Gunn,
James Gunn's brother.
who reprised their voices and the roles for this. But
that was a big get because they were real busy.
Yeah, so they got the wrong kid. Basically, is how they got T'Challa. So they got lucky with that.
Yeah, and Yondu was really mellowed out. And he was always yelling at Quill in the first two movies and everything else. And now he's just like, oh yeah, good job, T'Challa. That's great,
T'Challa.
good job.
Yeah.
It's like Owen Wilson, like, oh, good job, buddy. Yeah.
Hey, man. Right. Other than that, I mean, I love the Ravagers, and there's some really, really cool things.
Yeah.
That's why I love this episode so much. Is you have Thanos. He basically got talked out of his entire plan.
Talked out of committing
But guess who? T'Challa.
That was honestly one of the biggest. I was just like, oh, okay. That doesn't make any sense.
Whatever, I guess.
That really bothered me. Like, oh, he used to be reasoned with. He's literally called the Mad Titan. But hey, let's reason with the guy.
He's a cool guy now.
Exactly. Yeah, and Nebula has long blonde hair.
She kind of looks like I don't know if it was on purpose, but she looks like the Nebula from the comics.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so it could have been a reference to that.
Like the old school one? Kind of?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, and that was like the freaking A-team that that T'Challa has at his disposal was insane.
Yeah.
I mean, just having Thanos alone, it probably put
Thanos
you
is the muscle.
The Avengers,
Which was great because they got Josh Brolin back, and it seemed like literally everyone except the actress who plays Nebula was having fun. Like, I didn't know this, but most of the cast is back except Dave Bautista as Drax.
Yeah.
And then Chris Pratt wasn't Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Peter Quill.
Drax was a bartender.
Yeah.
And it was great because T'Challa saved his planet that his wife and daughter were on, so they never died.
No.
So he's just some bartender now. He's just a bartender at a bar.
And that's another thing. It's just like
photo with them. That was actually a sweet moment.
But. Yeah, it was cool that they did that, but it was just another thing, another notch on the belt that T'Challa has no weaknesses as Star-Lord. And Star-Lord to me, well, maybe it's just a Peter Quill thing, but Star-Lord messes up a lot.
Yeah, he does.
He's just
he's a goofball.
he's a bro. And it just everybody. There's no weaknesses to T'Challa as Star-Lord.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so they plan this heist to get.
Basically,
yeah.
it's basically just a route that can heal a planet.
Oh, that's
and then
right. Yeah, it's a Genesis thing.
Yeah,
it's a total ripoff of Star Trek 2 and 3.
Yeah.
I will keep talking about this.
Yeah, we're talking about the J.J. Abrams masterpieces.
No, not at all.
But it was kind of funny because so it looks like a root, and then I was like, oh my god, it's going to be Groot somehow. But yeah, it turns out no.
So as they're going through the collector, this massive vault that he has, Howard the Duck makes a reappearance, which was really nice. And
need more of him, yeah.
Everything just kind of goes quackers after that.
Ooh, wow.
Thanks. And but I think the highlight of this episode for me was the collector hired the Black Order.
That's absolutely my favorite part.
To be his security team, and we actually see them like doing work in this one. It was so cool.
I would have liked to see more Ebony Maw because he doesn't do a whole lot. No. And then you have just a Black Dwarf just doing work.
Yeah, just using a hammer to just beating the crap out of Thanos.
And that was cool too because Thanos is trying, like, the entire heist is they're trying to get this thing, and then the Black Order shows up to stop them, and it was 2-on-1. It was
they won. Like, Proxima and Black Dwarf beat Thanos.
Yeah, they beat the crap
out
of him.
That was awesome, too.
Yeah,
just like,
so
okay.
I thought that was amazing because that's really a Disney Plus show I would love somehow, even if they can't afford to do a full live action because all those characters are
animated.
CG.
Totally
I'm like,
animated.
Just make a show like this. I would love to see the Black Order, like, origin story and how it gets going, just like in the comics. It's awesome.
Just like a one-off, even like a 45-minute thing. That would be great. So basically, the MacGuffin, they grab the MacGuffin, everything's great, and then T'Challa finds out that his Wakanda is not gone because Yondu told him it was, and now everything's good, and he meets up with his dad again. Everyone's happy.
Yeah, basically. Well, like one negative about this episode is it was really off with the collector. The voice did not sound like Del Toro at all. It was kind of off-putting a little bit.
Yeah, and they made him like Bison almost. Like he looked, he was massive. It's like, dude, you working out with Ronnie Coleman?
I know. Yeah, buddy.
So, and the episode completely ends with Ego finding Peter Quill
working at a Dairy Queen in Missouri. Yeah, like, all right,
and just like he's probably he's got to be in his 30s by then.
Yeah,
it's just like, dude.
All in all, I mean, I think that the wrap up was amazing.
Honestly, he should have been an actor. He should have been an actor, and then he goes to Hollywood to find him. That would have been really cool. Just been like, it's like he's walking off set, and all of a sudden Ego shows up. Like that would have been really. That would have been pretty cool. That'd been nice.
Just make Peter Quill Johnny Cage.
Just make him. The guy who plays him, I'm totally blanking on his name. Chris Pratt. Just make him Chris Pratt.
Living in a van, the first struggling actor.
Amazing.
But as I was saying, some of the coolest parts were, obviously T'Challa, Star-Lord, even though I was down on, him not having any weaknesses. I mean, Chadwick Boseman obviously blows it out of the park with this. He does a great job. I love the whole references about him finding out about how Wakanda is still there, and Yondu lied to him because he finds this Wakandan, his signature ship.
Oh, yeah.
He sees collectors collecting the Dora Milaje, like, armor and stuff, and then you hear the signature Wakandan, like, music, which is really touching, is like, because he sees a recording of his dad, because his dad is still sending people out throughout the galaxy to find him. So I thought that was amazing. And then obviously the ending with, you have that Peter Quill talking to Ego, and that just totally sets everything up. So I'm really hoping Ego turns out to be this big bad, and then you have Captain Carter meet up with T'Challa as Star-Lord, and then they create their own Avengers, is what I predict.
That would be amazing. I don't know if these are just one-offs or they do.
I think they're all they're all kind of connected.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's exciting then.
Yeah, because all the trailers, it shows them like in the classic Avengers circle. So,
okay, all right.
Calling it out. If I'm wrong, whatever, delete this footage.
Delete this channel.
Yeah, completely. So, Clinton, out of 10, what would you rate the second episode?
I'm going to give it a 7. The perfect T'Challa it honestly bugged me. I don't like heroes without faults.
He didn't really struggle
unattainable.
At all.
Like, that's not real. The Black Order was great. I loved all the space stuff. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The Collector was a little weird too. Like I didn't like it. I didn't either.
Yeah.
He's more of a. I feel like he's more of a mastermind instead of like a beat 'em up boss. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a 7.
Yeah. I'm actually going to give this episode a 9. So I absolutely loved it. Obviously, Chadwick Boseman as that T'Challa character, I think he was just having fun. Like,
Sure.
he knew what he was doing. It just, everything flowed perfectly, except obviously the writers having trouble finding a weakness for him.
Yeah.
And then just the anything about Wakanda was touching with him and his father finding out, and then the Thanos and the Nebula plan and you have those little Easter eggs everywhere, and
Yeah.
I really like that, and it didn't feel like it was burdened. And then the voice acting to me seemed a lot better, except for Nebula and obviously the Collector.
Yeah.
I think those
Yeah.
were a little bit off, but everything else was great. So, and then if it continues the Star-Lord ego as the big bad, maybe going forward, I'm so excited for this. So
More Kurt Russell is always a good thing.
Oh yeah, and if you look at the credits too, there's only like 2 actors that didn't actually reprise the roles.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they
I saw
did.
that,
I
yeah.
was surprised because some of the actors sometimes sound a little off.
Yeah, you could probably just like show up to this. Most of these guys are probably just recording in their house anyway, so it's like, yeah, that's fine.
Just stoned out of their mind. So, but anyway, that was our review for the 2nd episode of What If. Catch us next week for the 3rd episode.
Thanks so much. Stay lame.
Bye.